करते हो, वापस आइए और देश से माफी मांगिए। समय आ गया है माफी मांगने का। आप में से किसी का कोई प्रश्न?
सर, एसटीएफ की रिपोर्ट आई है, अब जो उन्होंने केस स्टडी के तौर पर से लिया, इस तरह का अपने आप में कहते अनोखा मामला है कि जो पद्म सम्मान को आर्ट से जोड़कर घूस देने का एक तरह से किकबैक की बात कही गई इसमें।
देखिए, इसलिए मैंने कहा आर्ट से करप्शन कैसे हुए, करप्शन की आर्ट कैसी हो, ये आर्ट भी इनमें कांग्रेस में ही नजर आती है कि जिन्होंने बेचने के लिए कुछ नहीं छोड़ा, भ्रष्टाचार का जहां पर मौका मिला वहां पर भ्रष्टाचार करने का काम किया है और देश को बदनाम करने का काम किया है।
सैम पित्रोड़ा कह रहे हैं कि उनका कॉन्टेक्स्ट और मैसेज कुछ और था और किसी ने पूरी वीडियो भी नहीं देखी। इस पर आप
अरे आए, देश में वापस आए, संसद को बताएं। सैम पित्रोड़ा तो सांसद नहीं है, लेकिन राहुल गांधी जी सांसद हैं, आकर जवाब दें।
क्या आज भी संसद नहीं चल पाएगी हंगामे के कारण? क्योंकि विपक्ष कह रहे हैं सरकार का जिम्मा है संसद को चलाना, सरकारी जो है वेल में आकर हंगामा करना।
सरकार का जिम्मा देश को आगे बढ़ाना है, जो मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में बढ़ रहा है। सरकार की जिम्मेदारी भारत के 140 करोड़ लोगों के प्रति है, जो हम निभा रहे हैं। लेकिन विपक्ष की जिम्मेदारी ये नहीं कि देश को बदनाम करने का काम विदेशी धरती पर किया जाए। एक के बाद दूसरा झूठ बोलना इनकी आदत बन गई है। जहां देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, देश के नेतृत्व को दुनिया स्वीकार कर रही है, वहीं पर अपने झूठ के प्रोपेगेंडा के कारण ये देश के खिलाफ एक मुहिम चला रहे हैं। और ये कैम्ब्रिज क्राइस, अब ये रोना धोना बंद करे और देश से माफी मांगे।
सर, कांग्रेस का आरोप है कि जो राहुल गांधी को बार बार हमलावर इस वजह से है ताकि अडानी और तमाम मुद्दे जो है संसद में ना उठाए जा सकें, उससे ध्यान भटकाने की कोशिश जो है।
ये सारे मुद्दों पर पिछले सेशन में बात हो चुकी है जी।
सर, राहुल गांधी पे ये भी आरोप लगते हैं कि संसद में जब वो कोई मुद्दा उठाते हैं तो एक नेता का तकाजा है कि वो सुने और अगला जब उसका जवाब आए या फिर कोई अगर वक्तव्य देते हैं तो कुछ देर संसद में बैठे क्या जवाब हो रहा है या क्या, लेकिन वो अक्सर उठकर चले जाते हैं और अटेंडेंस के मामले में तो एवरेज सांसद से भी कम अटेंडेंस।
देखिए, संसद में कोई बैठेगा तो समझ पाएगा और सुन पाएगा। जिनके सुनने की क्षमता ही ना हो, जिनको केवल सुनाने की आदत हो, जो चांदी के चम्मच के साथ पले बड़े हों, वो उनको कहाँ आदत है दूसरों की सुनने की? उनको तो सुनाने की आदत है। मैंने इसलिए कहा कैम्ब्रिज क्राइस और लंदन लाइज को छोड़कर अब देश की क्षमा यात्रा निकालें, माफी मांगे, संसद में माफी मांगे। धन्यवाद। कुछ और है?
You heard Union Minister Anurag Thakur seeking an apology from the Congress MP Rahul Gandhi. This, of course, after the stormy session in the Parliament on Monday, where we saw how the BJP demanded an apology from Rahul Gandhi on the floor of the House over the remarks he'd earlier made while he delivered those lectures in UK. So BJP maintaining that there needs to be an apology that has to come in from Rahul Gandhi, but Congress are maintaining that Rahul Gandhi has said nothing wrong while he was in UK. So, of course, uproar that continues over this issue. Meanwhile, the opposition has been demanding a JPC probe into the Adani matter. And news in brief from across the country. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his Punjab counterpart Bhagwant Mann would be addressing a rally in Bhopal today. This as the state heads for polls later this year. YSR Telangana Party Chief Y. Sharmila to conduct a peaceful march from Jantar Mantar to the Parliament in the national capital today, demanding action against alleged corruption in the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project in the state. In another setback to Uddhav Thackeray, Bhushan Desai, the son of the trusted Aide Subhash Desai joined the Eknath Shinde camp on Monday. Notably, Subhash Desai has been considered among the top loyalists of Uddhav Thackeray's family for the last several years. Former AIADMK ministers RB Uday Kumar and S. Raju staged a protest over false case filed against former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and the party's interim General Secretary EPS in Madurai. This after a case was registered against 6 people on 12th of March, including the former Chief Minister, for allegedly attacking a protesting passenger at the Madurai airport. The Assam government on Monday, meanwhile, said that more than 400 people out of 8,773 who were charge-sheeted for child marriage and POCSO cases in the state have been convicted since 2017. The state government said that a total of 6,174 accused have been released on bail. Amritpal's aide held for attempt to murder carjacking in Amritsar, accused identified as Sukhmander Singh along with his accomplices, jacked a car after attacking a driver in Amritsar. Police said further probe is underway. Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar on Monday raised concerns over growing geopolitical power play in the Indo-Pacific region, noting that the US-China rivalry in the region is likely to be a marathon. A constitution bench of the Supreme Court will today be hearing cases related to rift in the Shiv Sena. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal completed his submissions for the Uddhav side over the last 3 days. A bench led by CGI Chandrachud would be hearing the matter. Meanwhile, Supreme Court will also hear a plea seeking a CBI probe into the alleged lynching of 3 sadhus from UP in Palghar district in 2020. In the last hearing, the court was told that the Maharashtra government is ready for a CBI probe and that the state is ready for a central agency probe into this incident. Meanwhile, Supreme Court will tomorrow, after completion of 8 weeks interim period or bail period of Ashish Mishra, accused in Lakhimpur Kheri violence case and son of Union Minister of State for Home Ajay Mishra Teni, Supreme Court will consider whether to extend the interim bail of accused Ashish Mishra or be given regular bail. Alright, it's a fresh provocation from the Khalistani supporters in Punjab. The news that is just coming in from Punjab's Bhatinda, where supporters, the pro-Khalistan elements, blocked the railway tracks in Bhatinda. The Khalistani group SFJ, the Sikhs for Justice, have taken responsibility for this incident. Meanwhile, they've put out posters of Khalistan at railway tracks as well. So the visuals are on your screens of the railway from Bhatinda, where the railway tracks were blocked by the Khalistani supporters. Let's go across to Amandeep, who's getting us this news break. Amandeep, that's yet another provocation by the Khalistani supporters just ahead of that G20 meet in Amritsar.
Well, absolutely, Samiksha. This time they have targeted the thermal railway track in Bhatinda and they have crippled the railway track and putting out the posters of the Khalistan. And again, Sikh for Justice Gurpatwant Singh Pannu has claimed the responsibility of this incident as well, claiming that they have given the call regarding the Rail Roko Andolan in Punjab against the G20 meet. And in fact, that will be starting from 15th, that is tomorrow, when the G20 summit is going to start in Amritsar as well. And even they have given the call in entire Punjab to Rail Roko Andolan. And even this is a part of it. And in fact, even on our screen, we can see the visuals that has been written, painted walls that Punjab is not India and even Punjab is Khalistan. Pro-Khalistani posters always putting out by Sikh for Justice. Now police is actually investigating this case, that who are involved and who are in connection with Sikh for Justice organization in Punjab and acting is such a anti-national activity on the grounds of Punjab. And crippling the railway tracks is a very serious incident, Samiksha, just because that railway track is dedicated to the thermal plant in Bhatinda, where the coal trains en route to the thermal plants to produce the electricity. But this time they are putting out the posters and crippling the railway tracks, and what all is happening in Punjab is very sensitive. And even the Bathinda police is now investigating the case after registering an FIR against unidentified people. But the point is that now the Punjab police is working on the on-ground workers of Seek for Justice organization, that who all are in touch with Gurpatwant Singh Pannu and even involved in such kind of provocative incidents for the Khalistan. Yes.
All right, Amandeep, thank you for those details. So Amandeep getting us at news break from Bathinda, where it's yet another provocation by the Khalistani supporters. Meanwhile, a district court and Islamabad court issued a non-bailable warrant against the former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan. This for Imran Khan using threatening language against a woman additional district and sessions judge as well as senior police officials.
As Islamabad court issued 2 more arrest warrants against Imran Khan, the ousted Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan rallied thousands of supporters in eastern Pakistan.
We are here, we are on roads. For what? Our demand is free and fair elections to choose our leadership and choose our leader for the next election. So our demand is elections, elections and elections.
The arrest warrants were issued for failing to appear before judges in graft and terrorism cases.
आज जिस तरह का लाहौर के अवाम का इस्तकबाल था, सबको वाज़ेह हो जाना चाहिए कि क्यों ये डर रहे थे.
He is now calling on his supporters to storm Islamabad. Even as Imran continues to cry foul, the police team is in Islamabad and Imran's arrest now appears to be inevitable. Agency report, Republic TV.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of our broadcast, but live and breaking to continue on the other side of this break. Red-faced BBC compelled to reverse suspension of Gary Lineker amidst the backlash. And swift and shocking collapse of 2 American banks prompts fears of a broader upheaval.
This is the right now on the screen. That's on your screen, babe. That's Vijay Abram right now. On Telegram, he's arrested. On the screen, Mr. Chidambaram. Mr. Chidambaram, we have
Mr. Parambir Singh, you fabricated evidences in TVR scam. Are you ashamed of it? Are you sorry for it? Who were your political bosses? Who gave you orders? Are you ashamed of the fact that to Republic?
आपने बस ये बोलना चाहता था सर कि विधांगनाएं रो रही है, थोड़ा उनके बारे में भी सोच लीजिए सर.
बिल्कुल सोचना चाहिए, वो तुम्हारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा सम्मानित.
उनसे एक बार मिल तो लो सर. मिल तो लो सर.
Quick roundup of news and brief from the world of sports. A new venue but no change of fortune for Royal Challengers Bangalore as their agonizing way to taste a victory in the Women's Premier League continued with 5th defeat on the trot on Monday. India made it to the second successful WTC final courtesy New Zealand's thrilling 2-wicket win over Sri Lanka in Christchurch just before post-lunch session on the final day of 4th India-Australia Test. Head coach Rahul Dravid on Monday made it clear that playing the World Test Championship final against Australia soon after the conclusion of IPL is going to be a big challenge for the Indian team. Shreyas Iyengar's recurring lower back injury is not looking good at the moment. This was said by India captain Rohit Sharma, who couldn't set a time frame on the stylish right-handers come back to competitive cricket again. The Indian men's hockey team continued their winning ways in the ongoing FIH Hockey Pro League with a scintillating win against reigning world champion Germany at the world's largest seated Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium on Monday. And coming up on the other side, we'll get you the details, in fact, latest from poll-bound MP, where Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann will be holding a rally today.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Of institutions, when the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously you don't understand English. What can
I understand English, sir. That's why I'm asking. Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. When ED goes after you, these protests don't.
Your English is wrong.
Complete ruckus. This is the right now on the screen. That's on your screen, babe. That's P. Chidambaram right now. On the he's arrested. On the screen. On the screen. Mr. Chidambaram. Mr. Chidambaram.
Mr. Parambir Singh, you fabricated evidences in TVRP scam. Are you ashamed of it? Are you sorry for it?
After a storm in Parliament in day 1, all eyes are on day 2 of the budget session of Parliament.
राहुल गांधी जी का कैम्ब्रिज क्राइस, लंदन लाइस, इससे साफ तौर पर दिखता है कि वो देश को अपमानित करने का कोई भी क्षण नहीं छोड़ रहे।
Anurag Thakur takes on Rahul Gandhi in an unrelenting attack, fires Cambridge cries and London lies jibe. The Aam Aadmi Party aims to expand its footprint in Madhya Pradesh. Kejriwal and Mann will be holding a rally. Mega NIA crackdown in Jammu and Kashmir. Raids across 8 locations are currently underway. Red-faced BBC compelled to reverse suspension of Gary Lineker amidst backlash. And the swift and shocking collapse of 2 American banks prompts fears of a broader upheaval. Good morning. This is live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Cutting across to the latest that we are getting in terms of the government's attack on Rahul Gandhi. Union Minister Anurag Thakur has hit out at Rahul Gandhi in an unrelenting attack. Now, he says that firing Cambridge cries and London jibes is something that Rahul Gandhi is good at. This comes even as there is a face-off asking that Rahul Gandhi apologize to the country and also apologize in Parliament over his remarks. Now, do remember, there was quite an outrage in Parliament yesterday in the Treasury benches when the government ministers all asked for an apology to come in from Rahul Gandhi, saying that he insulted India on foreign soil. The Congress party, of course, has hit back, saying that there is nothing for Rahul Gandhi to apologize, and in fact there has been an assault on Indian democracy. We heard Mallikarjun Kharge make those remarks outside Parliament. So it does appear that there is a deadlock between both sides, and we could perhaps witness another stormy session of Parliament today. To remember that the finance bill needs passing. Now, of course, we have seen the opposition parties also unite on this. They say that this is just an attempt by the government, perhaps to avoid questions being asked of it. Do remember that the government has been attacked by the opposition on the Adani issue. They want JPC to be formed, something that the government says is unnecessary in the matter. Now, apart from that, of course, we are also seeing an attack from the government on Rahul Gandhi over his remarks that he made in the United Kingdom.
आज भारत एक और वैश्विक स्तर पर महाशक्ति के रूप में उभर रहा है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी की लोकप्रियता दुनिया भर में एक मेजर लीडर के रूप में, ग्लोबल लीडर के रूप में स्वीकार हो रही है। भारत G20 की प्रेसिडेंसी कर रहा है और IMF ने भी भारत को एक ब्राइट स्पॉट के रूप में इकॉनमी में दिखाया है और 2023 में ग्लोबल ग्रोथ में भारत की 15% की जो भागीदारी रहेगी, ये सारी चीज़ें भारत के बढ़ते कदम दिखाती है, भारत के नेतृत्व के पक्ष में दिखाती है। लेकिन दूसरी ओर राहुल गांधी जी विदेश में जाकर रोने का काम करते हैं। राहुल गांधी जी का कैम्ब्रिज क्राइस, लंदन लाइस, इससे साफ तौर पर दिखता है कि वो देश को अपमानित करने का कोई भी क्षण नहीं छोड़ रहे। एक बार नहीं, बार बार देश को अपमानित करना, देश के सैनिकों का मनोबल गिराना, उनको अपमान करना और बार बार एक प्रोपेगेंडा के तहत देश के खिलाफ बात करना, एक और सदन चल रहा है। लेकिन राहुल गांधी जी जहां दुनिया भर के देशों में जाकर कहते हैं कि उनको बोलने का अवसर नहीं दिया जाता, अगर देश में एवरेज अटेंडेंस देखी जाए तो उससे भी कम इनकी अटेंडेंस है पार्लियामेंट की। ये बात करते हैं पैगासस की, ये बात करते हैं बगिंग की। मैं इनको याद करवाना चाहता हूं, ये पैगासस कहीं और नहीं, आपके दिमाग में है। और अगर आपको अपनी सरकार की याद होगी तो उस समय के वित्त मंत्री स्वर्गीय प्रणब मुखर्जी की आपकी अपनी ही सरकार में बगिंग करवाने तक के गंभीर आरोप आपके सामने लगे।
Now, yesterday, of course, there was a face-off of sorts between the Treasury benches and the opposition. Essentially, it was a massive uproar in Parliament where no business was transacted. Both houses of Parliament were repeatedly adjourned. And today, of course, they will be meeting at 11. It remains to be seen whether the finance bill actually gets passed today. But let's listen in to the comments that we had from union ministers yesterday in Parliament.
राहुल गांधी जो इसी सदन के सांसद हैं, राहुल गांधी ने लंदन में जाकर भारत को बदनाम करने की कोशिश की है और कहा है कि भारत में लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था पूरी तरह से तहस-नहस हो रही है और विदेशी ताकतों को आकर यहाँ पर भारत के लोकतंत्र को बचाना चाहिए। कि भारत की गरिमा पर, भारत की प्रतिष्ठा पर उन्होंने गहरी चोट पहुँचाने की कोशिश की है और अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आपसे यह मांग करता हूं कि पूरे सदन के द्वारा उनके इस व्यवहार को कंडम किया जाना चाहिए और उनको ये आपके द्वारा निर्देश दिया जाना चाहिए कि संसद के फोरम पर आकर वह क्षमा याचना करें। अध्यक्ष महोदय,
जब पूरा मौका मिला है, उन्होंने इंटरवेंशन भारत के इंटरनल मामले पे उन्होंने विदेशी शक्तियों को, विदेशी ताकत को इंटरवेंशन करने का, यूरोप और अमेरिका को भारत में हस्तक्षेप करने का मांग करते हैं। मैं ये टोटल कंडेम करता हूं। सिर्फ हम नहीं सर, सारे हमारा सदन कंडेम करना चाहिए। थोड़ा कुछ भी शर्म है तो राहुल गांधी इस सदन में आके माफी मांगना चाहिए। यही हमारा डिमांड है सर।
बड़े शर्मनाक तरीके से एक विपक्षी नेता विदेशी देश में जाता है और भारत के लोकतंत्र पे अनाप शराब बातें करते हैं। भारत की प्रेस, भारत की जुडिशरी, भारत की मीडिया, भारत के इलेक्शन कमीशन, भारत की सेना सभी के ऊपर आरोप लगाते हैं। सर, वो लोकतंत्र बचाने के लिए इनको सबसे पहले सदन में आके इनके नेता को माफी मांगनी पड़ेगी, देश की माफी मांगनी पड़ेगी, देशवासियों की माफी मांगनी पड़ेगी, सेना की माफी मांगनी पड़ेगी।
Well, of course, both houses of parliament reconvene later today. That's at about 11 o'clock. And we will have to see if the Treasury benches are able to broker a sort of an agreement between two sides to let both houses of parliament function.
Calm down and just have a look at the reality. The reality is that the banks that you just mentioned, and I would say the French banking system, is not exposed to the Silicon Valley Bank. Is not exposed to the Silicon Valley Bank. So there is no links between the different situations. There is no specific concern for the French banks. Of course, we are looking very closely at the situation, but when you are looking at the economic model and the financial model of the BNP, Société Générale and other French banks, it is radically different from the model of the Silicon Valley Bank.
Well, we don't see a specific risk of contagion. Of course, we are monitoring the situation in close contact with the ECB. We appreciate, we take note of the initiative taken by the US authorities to avoid in US a contagion. And also we stress the fact that European banks, all European banks, not only the bigger are applying the prudential Basel standard. So directly there is no contagion. The possibility of indirect impact is something that we have to monitor, but at the moment we don't see it as a significant risk.
In some countries like Italy, you had even limit down at one point. What's your message perhaps to investors? Let's take a breather, cool down and look at the fundamentals.
Well, I think that an impact in remuneration of banks was to be estimated, it was predictable. But this is one thing. Assessing the fact that there is a real risk of contagion is a different thing. I don't think we have a real risk of contagion at the moment in Europe.
Well, we of course evaluate the situation. We monitor the situation hour by hour. For now, we have no indications that there is any risk that there is an impact on our Belgian banks. But of course, as I said, we monitor it very closely. We also have, of course, a very clear European and Belgium regulatory framework in which we know what the situation is there, and that also, of course, helps us to keep trust in the banking system.
Well, I think the US authorities have acted decisively in underpinning the deposits of the customers. I think that was a very important move which will provide confidence. Notwithstanding that, I have asked the Financial Stability Group in Ireland to do an assessment of any impact that there may be. There are certainly many business customers in Ireland of Silicon Valley Bank, and so the Department of Finance, the NTMA and the Central Bank are meeting today to carry out an assessment of any impact that there may be.
Well, obviously there is increased volatility in financial markets worldwide, and that is affecting all banks throughout the world, and in particular European banks. But I think that the European banking sector, and in particular the Spanish sector, is actually right now with a reinforced regulatory and supervisory framework. They have well capitalized and solid balance sheets, and therefore I can only share a message of confidence with regards to the Spanish banking sector, and also a positive outlook with regards to the Spanish economy.
We are very alert. This is a one-in-a-lifetime event that is happening, and we are very alert to the needs and the challenges of the companies as we go. We know today to say that probably the next challenge will be access of those companies to funding sources. Right now, their ability to withdraw from credit lines that they already have is currently frozen, and we are ready to support with all the credit tools that we have in Lumitech for tech companies and for VC funds to support them with their financing needs as they get along.
Well, shockwaves from the collapse of the Silicon Valley Bank still continue to reverberate across markets. In fact, policymakers have been unable to calm investors, and we'll continue to bring you updates on that through the day today. And here's another look at what else is coming up next after a very short break on Republic TV. We get you details of the BBC, which has been compelled to reverse its suspension of Gary Lineker amidst a backlash. And mega NIA crackdown in Jammu and Kashmir. Raids across 8 locations are currently underway.
आपने बस ये बोलना चाहता था सर कि विधांगनाएं रो रही है, थोड़ा उनके बारे में भी सोच लीजिए सर।
बिल्कुल सोचना चाहिए, वो हमारे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा सम्मानित।
उनसे एक बार मिल तो लो सर, मिल तो लो सर। Complete workers. This is the way. Right now on the screen. That's on your screen, babe. That's Chidambaram right now. On television, he's been arrested. On the screen. Mr. Chidambaram. That's Mr. Chidambaram.
Of institutions, when the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen.
Obviously you don't understand English. What can
I understand English, sir. That's why I'm asking. Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. When ED goes after you, these protests don't.
Your English is wrong.
Complete workers. Chidambaram has been arrested. This is the way. Right now on the screen.
Well, in fact, we are continuing to broadcast over the row that we've seen in Parliament since yesterday. Now, we are given to understand that there has been another tweet that's come from Rahul Gandhi's aide, Sam Pitroda, who has tweeted and said that please stop promoting and propagating lies about what Rahul Gandhi said in London. Were you there? Did you see the video? Do you really know what he said? In what context? What was the main message? So that is Sam Pitroda hitting back at the government over there. Do remember that Union Minister Anurag Thakur has hit out at Rahul Gandhi over his anti-India rant. Let's go across to Samiksha, who's reporting from the Mumbai news desk. Samiksha, take us through the tweet that we are now seeing from Sam Pitroda.
That's right, Nupur, and not surprising at all that the frontman of Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has come out in support of him. Let's read out the tweet that has been put out by Sam Pitroda, who's also the global chairman of IOC. He says, please stop promoting and propagating lies about what Rahul Gandhi said in London. Were you there? Did you see the video? Do you really know what he said? In what context? What was the main message? A question mark there. This even as we've heard those speeches that he's been giving at the Cambridge and elsewhere in London, Sam Pitroda, who further says that for clarification, please note that Rahul Gandhi basically said the following: Indian democracy is global public good. The state of democracy in India is of concern. It is an Indian problem and we will deal with it. Now remember, this is in complete contrast to what Rahul Gandhi had actually said. Remember, Rahul Gandhi, while delivering those lectures at the Cambridge University and other events in London, said that democracy is under attack in India. Not just that, he even said that democracy is already dead in the country. In fact, just to read through these tweets that have been put out by Sam Pitroda, where he says he never invited any foreign countries to help. I was there as an Indian professional with a logical, rational and open mind, eyes and ears. What is the sense in launching a well-orchestrated and well-organized personal attack based on lies and misinformation through elected leaders in collaboration with the media? Is this what Indian democracy is all about? Is there some decency left in political discourse? So there you see again he's launching a scathing attack, saying that democracy, in making those comments on Indian democracy, saying that is this what the Indian democracy is all about? Is there some decency left, Nupur, in political discourse? He says, goes on to add that why are some people so agitated and ganged up in promoting lies and attacking Rahul Gandhi all the time? Please calm down. There are more important things to do in India to create jobs, improve the economy, reduce violence, improve the environment, education, health services and lot more. Why are national TV media spending so much time, money and energy in this? Why are they always quick to jump on Rahul Gandhi without checking their own facts? Why are they all what are they trying to accomplish? Is this fair? So not surprising at all that Sam Pitroda has come out in support of Rahul Gandhi. Now this, even as on record, we've heard those speeches of Rahul Gandhi in which he said that democracy is under attack in the country and democracy is already dead in the country. Not just that, Nupur, remember he'd already mentioned about foreign minister and about seeking foreign intervention into India's affairs, something that has drawn, of course, massive backlash from across the board.
All right, Samiksha, do stay with us. Let's also go across to Mr. Sirsa, who's joining us on the phone line right now. Mr. Sirsa, good morning. Mr. Sirsa, how do you react to those tweets that have come in from Sam Pitroda, of course, saying that all the comments that have been made have been misrepresentative?
So first of all, it is nothing new on the part of Sam Pitroda. Time and again, he has been supporting and exporting such kind of words by the Rahul Gandhi, and he himself has been putting up a controversial tweets in past also. The important thing is what he wrote. The Honorable Prime Minister is taking care of all of the things which he said should be taken care of. But it's vice versa. It's Rahul Gandhi, who is in England or any other country, part of the country. Whenever he speaks about India, he speaks bad about India. He never thinks before speaking. And in fact, while he was in one of the trips, if you remember a few days back, one of the old friend of Indira Gandhi pointed out that Rahul, you shouldn't do this in this country. And now they have left no options with them. Now they've seen how this hue and cry in this nation. People are talking about Rahul Gandhi comments which he did against India in England. So now they have come out with a clarification. They're trying to cover it up, but they won't be able to cover it up. The true will be true, and the thing is that he is against this country, and he is always talking bad about our country whenever he got a chance to speak outside India.
Right, Manjinder Singh Sirsa from the BJP over there joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much. He, of course, the BJP, of course, continues to maintain that this is an assault on Indian democracy outside the country. Let's also listen into what the Union Minister Anurag Thakur said earlier.
आज भारत एक और वैश्विक स्तर पर महाशक्ति के रूप में उभर रहा है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी की लोकप्रियता दुनिया भर में एक मेजर लीडर के रूप में, ग्लोबल लीडर के रूप में स्वीकार हो रही है। भारत G20 की प्रेसिडेंसी कर रहा है और IMF ने भी भारत को एक ब्राइट स्पॉट के रूप में इकॉनमी में दिखाया है और 2023 में ग्लोबल ग्रोथ में भारत की 15% की जो भागीदारी रहेगी, ये सारी चीज़ें भारत के बढ़ते कदम दिखाती है, भारत के नेतृत्व के पक्ष में दिखाती है। लेकिन दूसरी ओर राहुल गांधी जी विदेश में जाकर रोने का काम करते हैं। राहुल गांधी जी का कैम्ब्रिज क्राइस, लंदन लाइस, इससे साफ तौर पर दिखता है कि वो देश को अपमानित करने का कोई भी क्षण नहीं छोड़ रहे। एक बार नहीं, बार बार देश को अपमानित करना, देश के सैनिकों का मनोबल गिराना, उनको अपमान करना और बार बार एक प्रोपेगेंडा के तहत देश के खिलाफ बात करना, एक और सदन चल रहा है। लेकिन राहुल गांधी जी जहां दुनिया भर के देशों में जाकर कहते हैं कि उनको बोलने का अवसर नहीं दिया जाता, अगर देश में एवरेज अटेंडेंस देखी जाए तो उससे भी कम इनकी अटेंडेंस है पार्लियामेंट की। ये बात करते हैं पैगासस की, ये बात करते हैं बगिंग की। मैं इनको याद करवाना चाहता हूं, ये पैगासस कहीं और नहीं, आपके दिमाग में है। और अगर आपको अपनी सरकार की याद होगी तो उस समय के वित्त मंत्री स्वर्गीय प्रणब मुखर्जी की आपकी अपनी ही सरकार में बगिंग करवाने तक के गंभीर आरोप आपके सामने लगे।
And the top international news, following the directives of Islamabad courts to arrest Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman Imran Khan, sources have said that the Islamabad police will visit Zaman Park in the next 24 hours to arrest the former PM. Former Prime Minister Imran Khan has rallied thousands of supporters in eastern Pakistan Monday as courts in the capital of Islamabad issues 2 more arrest warrants for him for failing to appear before judges in a graft and terrorism case. Khan's critics say that his flaunting of the courts is a maneuver to delay his trials on allegations of terrorism, contempt of court and graft. The former Pakistan Prime Minister and PTI chief Imran Khan has announced staging a historic public gathering at Minar-e-Pakistan in Lahore on the 19th of March as part of his ongoing election campaign. The PTI chief urged people to come out of accountability of thieves and said that we all will have to struggle in this together. Silicon Valley Bank customers waited in line to withdraw their money on Monday after the federal government stepped in to guarantee depositors following the bank's collapse. Depositors withdrew savings and investors broadly sold off bank shares as the federal government raced to reassure Americans that the banking system was secure after 2 bank failures fed fears that more financial institutions could fall. US President Joe Biden on Monday reassured Americans that their banking system is secure in the wake of the collapse of SVB and said that he wants tougher regulations to prevent future crises.
During the Obama-Biden administration, we put in place tough requirements on banks like Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, including the Dodd-Frank law to make sure that the crisis we saw in 2008 would not happen again. Unfortunately, the last administration rolled back some of these requirements. I'm going to ask Congress and the banking regulators to strengthen the rules for banks to make it less likely this kind of bank failure would happen again, and to protect American jobs and small businesses.
US President Joe Biden and leaders of Australia and the United Kingdom on Monday announced that Australia will purchase nuclear-powered attack submarines from the US to modernize its fleet amid growing concerns about China's influence in the Indo-Pacific. According to the South Korean military, North Korea test-fired a ballistic missile towards the eastern waters in the country's second weapons launch this week. Now, the launch came a day after the US and South Korean militaries began their largest joint field exercise in years. The US on Monday raised concerns over the possible seventh nuclear test by North Korea, urging the international community to take concerted action in response to such a destabilizing event. Donald Trump's former lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen has testified before a Manhattan grand jury investigating hush money payments he arranged and made on the former president's behalf. His appearance before the grand jury came as the Manhattan District Attorney's office closed in on a decision on whether to seek charges against Trump. The Colombian Navy found a low-profile vessel commonly described as a makeshift submarine loaded with more than 2 tons of cocaine. Navy sailors came across the ship Sunday while patrolling the Pacific Columbian with 2 men on board who were harmed by a leak of toxic fumes of the submarine motor. You are watching Republic TV, and coming up next, the Aam Aadmi Party aims to expand its footprint in Madhya Pradesh. Kejriwal and Maan will be holding a rally there. And mega NIA crackdown in Jammu and Kashmir. Raids are conducted across 8 locations.
Institutions, when the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen. Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I understand English, sir. That's why I'm asking Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. When ED goes after you, these protests don't. Your English is wrong.
आपने बस ये बोलना चाहता था सर कि विधांगनाएं रो रही है, थोड़ा उनके बारे में भी सोच लीजिए सर।
बिल्कुल सोचना चाहिए, वो तुम्हारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा सम्मानित
उनसे एक बार मिल तो लो सर, मिल तो लो सर।
Complete ruckus. This is the way. Right now on the screen. That's on your screen, babe. That's Chidambaram right now. On television, he's been arrested. On the screen. On the screen. Mr. Chidambaram. That's Mr. Chidambaram.
After a storm in Parliament on day 1, all eyes are on day 2 of the budget session.
Cambridge cries, London lies. इससे साफ तौर पर दिखता है कि वो देश को अपमानित करने का कोई भी क्षण नहीं छोड़ रहे।
Anurag Thakur takes on Rahul Gandhi in an unrelenting attack, fires Cambridge cries and London lies jibe. Aam Aadmi Party aims to expand their footprint in Madhya Pradesh, Kejriwal and Maan to hold a rally. Mega NIA crackdown in Jammu and Kashmir, raids across 8 locations are underway. A red-faced BBC is compelled to reverse the suspension of Gary Lineker amidst a backlash. Swift and shocking collapse of 2 American banks prompts fears of a broader upheaval. Welcome back. You are with Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Well, there has been a mega crackdown on terror in Jammu and Kashmir. The NIA, even as we speak, is conducting raids across 9 locations. Now, these locations include Kulgam, Anantnag and Pulwama. So pictures on your screen right now of the security forces moving in to conduct these raids. These raids are linked to a terror funding case. Let's go across to Zeenat, who joins us on the broadcast right now. She is bringing to us the latest in terms of the crackdown. Zeenat, good morning. Zeenat, give us an overall sense of how many locations are being raided and also, of course, of the details of this terror funding craze.
Nupur, I'll ask my VJ Firdos to show you the visuals of the place where I reached around 3 in the morning, and this is the house of the Altaf Ahmed, and the NIA team reached here around 3 in the morning, and the family members were questioned. Although Altaf is a carpenter by profession and he is living in this Nilora village of Pulwama, the team reached here around 3 o'clock in the morning. If we talk about the raids of NIA in the Kashmir Valley, as of now, 9 places were raided. Most of the raids were carried by the NIA team in the South Kashmir's Pulwama, Anantnag, Kulgam and also Shopian. Most of the places now the raid is over. But yes, what is bigger in these raids were that the Altaf Sheikh, who's the brother of the slain terror commander Ashraf, has been raided in Kulgam, Rampura area of Sri. I'll try first to speak to a few of the ladies here if they can give us more information about it. आप बताएंगे कि क्या हुआ था और कितने बजे आए थे? 6 बजे। क्या बताएं? आप बात करेंगे?
दबक तालाशी कारव ये तो करक तालाशी अंदर के बात करक तालाशी करक तो जक नजर पा दबक इस कार्ड होने होड़ लवस पुरते हैं तो मैंने सहज आप सोनक तोड़
तो न्यू हुआ ये
ना कहूँ चीज सोई बाइचे दबक कार्ड हों लवस पुरते हैं तालाशी करक सरताज सब आवा आवा दबक त्रोय क्या आवन चुवाते ना ना ना
So they're the family members of the Sartaj who works with the online portal here, and the family members are saying that the team reached here in early morning and they carried the search in this very residential house. Although they have detained Sartaj for interrogation, as the family have been told that he will be releasing soon, but as of now he has not reached to the place. Similarly, we talk about the raids in the 9 locations of the Kashmir Valley. We have witnessed the raid in the Pulwama, Anantnag, Kulgam and also in Srinagar in Soura, which is on the 94th road. The raids were carried, although the NIA has registered this case in Jammu in 2022, and it is regarding the terror funding in the Jammu and Kashmir, how the terror modules are being used locally and how they are getting the support from the Pak-based terror outfits to carry unrest or the subversive activities here. And the people who have been raided today either are from the profession of some of the carpenters were raided, milkman, also a farmer, and those who are one of the person, from which residents we are reporting that he is in the news business. He is a local journalist who has been picked up by the NIA for the questioning. Although 2 people have been detained from the South Kashmir. One is Sartaj, from whose residence we are reporting, and also one from the Shopian district of South Kashmir. All these raids are related to the terror funding in Jammu and Kashmir. NIA is trying to connect all the dots how this terror module works, because NIA has been investigating the terror related case for the last couple of years now, many Hurriyat leaders were arrested when their involvement was found as far as the fueling unrest in the Kashmir Valley. Ministry of Home Affairs has been quite vocal about taking their terror out from Jammu and Kashmir, and they have also banned the organizations like Jaish-e-Mohammed or the Lashkar-e-Taiba recently, and also have designated some of the individuals who are now living in Pakistan as the designated terrorists. So all this is coming in Jammu and Kashmir to have some sense of stability in the Jammu and Kashmir. So all the agencies, be it the NIA, SIA, or the CIK, or for that matter Enforcement Director, we have recently seen the raids carried by the Enforcement Directorate in many parts of the Kashmir Valley. Just last week the Enforcement Director carried the raids when they were investigating the MBBS scam of the Hurriyat leaders.
All right, now, Zinat, as you're pointing out, of course, raids are being conducted and this investigation has been carried out for almost a year or so now. But give us a sense of how far the NIA has reached in being able to establish the routes through which this money was coming into the Kashmir Valley, and thereafter, how it was being used to spread terror.
See, Nupur, if we see the entire chain of terror network in Jammu and Kashmir, that has been active for more than 3 to 4 decades now, and the people who have been fueling the unrest, many of the Hurriyat leaders, be it Yasin Malik, or we talk about the Naeem Khan or the Shabir Shah, Dr. Millat Chief, Asiya Andrabi, the main leaders have been arrested by either by the NIA or they have been booked under UAPA, and their terror, they have been involved in the terror crimes. But the low-rang leaders, whether they were being given a local support, many of them were also arrested, be it the clerks of the South Kashmir, particularly like Dawoodi and the Viri, they have also been arrested by the Jammu and Kashmir police under UAPA. And also now the NIA is investigating the entire change of those people who are in their business, who are in their jobs, but are also supporting the terror network. If we see the targeted killings, the kind of pattern that was used to carry the target killings, like the killing of the Kashmiri Pandit Rahul Bhatt in Badgam of Chadora when he was working in the office, and the LET carried an attack, and similarly so many other people were killed by the targeted by the terrorists, and many such cases were also solved by the Jammu and Kashmir police. But recently there has been a statement of the DGP J&K police, Dilbagh Singh, who said that narco-terrorism is emerging another.
Zinat, as you're pointing out, obviously this has been a long-standing problem in Jammu and Kashmir. The NIA, of course, conducting its raids across Jammu and Kashmir and trying to ascertain the routes through which funding has been coming into the state, and has kept the fire of militancy burning over there. Zinat reporting from Srinagar on this. Thank you for joining us. Union Minister Anurag Thakur has hit out at Rahul Gandhi over his anti-India rant in the United Kingdom in an unrelenting attack, firing Cambridge cries and London lies jibe. Now this comes even as there is a face-off demanding Rahul Gandhi's apology. Meanwhile, aides Sam Pitroda and Ashok Gehlot have come to Rahul's defence, saying that the government is propagating lies against Rahul Gandhi.
आज भारत एक और वैश्विक स्तर पर महाशक्ति के रूप में उभर रहा है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी की लोकप्रियता दुनिया भर में एक मेजर लीडर के रूप में, ग्लोबल लीडर के रूप में स्वीकार हो रही है। भारत G20 की प्रेसिडेंसी कर रहा है और IMF ने भी भारत को एक ब्राइट स्पॉट के रूप में इकॉनमी में दिखाया है, और 2023 में ग्लोबल ग्रोथ में भारत की 15% की जो भागीदारी रहेगी, ये सारी चीज़ें भारत के बढ़ते कदम दिखाती है, भारत के नेतृत्व के पक्ष में दिखाती है। लेकिन दूसरी ओर राहुल गांधी जी विदेश में जाकर रोने का काम करते हैं। राहुल गांधी जी का कैम्ब्रिज क्राइस, लंदन लाइस, इससे साफ तौर पर दिखता है कि वो देश को अपमानित करने का कोई भी क्षण नहीं छोड़ रहे। एक बार नहीं, बार बार देश को अपमानित करना, देश के सैनिकों का मनोबल गिराना, उनको अपमान करना और बार बार एक प्रोपेगेंडा के तहत देश के खिलाफ बात करना, एक और सदन चल रहा है, लेकिन राहुल गांधी जी जहां दुनिया भर के देशों में जाकर कहते हैं कि उनको बोलने का अवसर नहीं दिया जाता, अगर देश में एवरेज अटेंडेंस देखी जाए तो उससे भी कम इनकी अटेंडेंस है पार्लियामेंट की। ये बात करते हैं पैगासस की, ये बात करते हैं बगिंग की। मैं इनको याद करवाना चाहता हूं, ये पैगासस कहीं और नहीं, आपके दिमाग में है। और अगर आपको अपनी सरकार की याद होगी तो उस समय के वित्त मंत्री स्वर्गीय प्रणब मुखर्जी की आपकी अपनी ही सरकार में बगिंग करवाने तक के गंभीर आरोप आपके सामने लगे।
All right, so that of course was Anurag Thakur over there lashing out at Rahul Gandhi. Now do remember that in Parliament also we have seen union ministers ask for an apology from Rahul Gandhi. So far, of course, the Congress party has said that there is no need for him to apologize. But let's also listen into what the opposition says.
सदन चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा, अब ये सवाल विपक्ष से नहीं पूछा जाना चाहिए। कल का दृश्य सबके सामने है। कल चेयरमैन की लाख कोशिशों के बावजूद सत्ता पक्ष के सारे सदस्य खड़े होकर व्यवधान बनाते रहे, करते रहे। नतीजे के तौर पर कल का दिन एक काले दिन के रूप में अंकित हो गया लोकतंत्र के इतिहास में, जब सत्ता पक्ष ने नहीं चलने दी। आज भी हमने तो नोटिस दी है अडानी पे जांच के लिए, जेपीसी के लिए। अब सत्ता पक्ष को ये देखना है कि अपने मालिक अडानी को बचाने के लिए भाजपा कब तक सदन को नहीं चलने देगी। हम तो लोकतांत्रिक ढंग से इस मांग को उठाते रहेंगे। भारत जोड़ो यात्रा से व्यथित, व्याकुल, डरे हुए हैं लोग, और इसीलिए राहुल गांधी से जो कुछ उन्होंने विदेश में कहा उसे पूरा न रखे। उन्होंने तो भारत जोड़ो यात्रा के अनुभव साझा किए तो भारत की लोकतंत्र की तारीफ की थी। गलत बयानी करके अपने मालिक अडानी का मुद्दा न उठे, इसलिए सदन को अव्यवस्थित कर रहे हैं। और दूसरा, अनुराग ठाकुर की पीड़ा मैं समझ सकता हूं। उनकी होम स्टेट हिमाचल में इंदिरा गांधी की प्रतीक प्रतिस्वरूप इकलौती प्रियंका गांधी ने कार्यकर्ताओं के साथ हिमाचल प्रदेश की सरकार तब अपदस्थ कर दी, कांग्रेस की सरकार बनवा दी, जब प्रधानमंत्री ने डेरा डाल दिया था हिमाचल में। तो ये हार की कसक है जो प्रियंका गांधी पर अपना गुस्सा उतारा जाए।
क्यों माफी मांगेंगे राहुल जी? क्या किया गुना की माफी मांगना है? माफी इन लोगों को मांगना चाहिए।
और प्रियंका गांधी का नाम भी सर आ रहा है,
तो ये करेगा साजिश, तो बढ़ते चलेंगे साजिश, कोई परवाह नहीं हमें, जो मर्जी कर ले।
All right, so the Congress party over there standing by their leader Rahul Gandhi saying that there is no need to apologize. Of course, it remains to be seen whether both houses of parliament function today. Rajiv Arunik, an IS officer, has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate on the 15th of March in connection with the Jharkhand mining case during searches at the premises linked to a suspect, Vishal Chaudhary. The ED found documents related to ICA. On the broadcast right now, joining us is Prakash Singh to give us more details. Now, Prakash, good morning. Take us through the allegations in this particular case. We are given to understand that it was during searches that links to ICA were found.
Yes, Rajiv Arulakka, a senior IS officer and who was the principal secretary of Chief Minister of Jharkhand, and ED has summoned him for interrogation after the raids that were conducted at one of the CA's place in Ranchi, and there were incriminating documents found against him as well as the video clip. And thereafter, a BJP delegation also met the governor of Jharkhand, citing evidences of Ekka's involvement in the mining scam and as well his involvement with certain negotiators as well as some people of Ranchi in the mining scam, in which his audio and video clip could be seen. And there have been allegations, and the BJP delegation had also met met at the ED office, the officials of the ED, and thereafter summons have been sent. What we get to know that summons have been sent to Rajiv Arun Ekka, senior IS officer, for interrogation on 15th March.
Now, Prakash, we are also learning that, a while ago there was a video that had gone viral which appeared to show Ekka signing government files at the office of Chaudhry. So is that something also that the ED is going to be examining?
Yes, of course. That is a bone of contention. And after that itself, the BJP delegation had met the governor of Jharkhand and submitted a plea, and also the officials of the ED demanding investigation against Ekka. So that is for sure, that is the reason why ED has summoned Ekka.
All right, Prakash Singh reporting on this from Patna. Thank you very much for joining us. So that's the latest that we are learning in the Jharkhand scam. Another IS officer has been summoned. A look at other top news this morning. The Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his Punjab counterpart Bhagwant Mann will address a rally in Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh today, where polls are to be held at the year's end. AAP hopes to make a mark in the politics of MP. So far, it has, of course, been focused around the BJP and the Congress. YSR Telangana Party Chief Vice Sharmila will be conducting a peaceful march from Jantar Mantar to Parliament in the national capital, demanding action against alleged corruption in the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project scam. In another setback to Uddhav Thackeray, Bhushan Desai, the son of his trusted aide Subhash Desai, joined Eknath Shinde's camp on Monday. Subhash Desai has been considered amongst the top loyalists of the Thackeray family for the last several years. The former AIADMK minister R.B. Uday Kumar and Sellu Raju staged a protest over a false case filed against the former Tamil Nadu chief minister and the party's interim general secretary Edappadi Palaniswamy in Madurai. On the 12th of March, a case was registered against 6 people, including the former chief minister, for allegedly attacking a protesting passenger at Madurai airport. The Assam government on Monday said that 494 persons out of 8,773 who were charged cheated for child marriage and under POCSO cases have been convicted since 2017. The state government said that a total of 6,174 persons have been released on bail. Amritpal Aide has been held for attempt to murder carjacking in Amritsar. Identified as Sukhmander Singh along with his accomplices, allegedly carjacked after attacking the driver of the vehicle in Amritsar. The police is further investigating the matter and hunting for the absconders. Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar on Monday raised concerns over the growing geopolitical power play in the Indo-Pacific, noting that the US-China rivalry in the region is likely to be a marathon. Now, the Navy Chief pointed out that the rivalry has led to jostling for space in the region where many external powers want to come in. A constitution bench of the Supreme Court will continue hearing today the cases related to rift in the Shiva Sena. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal completed his submissions for Uddhav Thakray's side over 3 days. A bench led by CJI D.Y. Chandrachud will hear the matter. The Supreme Court will hear a plea seeking a CBI probe into the alleged lynching, of the 3 sadhus from Palghar district in April 2020. Now, in the last hearing, the court was told that the Maharashtra government is ready for a CBI inquiry, and now nothing more remains. The Supreme Court will hear tomorrow, after completion of 8 weeks interim bail period of Ashish Mishra, accused in the Lakhimpur Kheri violence case and son of Union Minister of State for Home Ajay Mishra Teni. The Supreme Court will consider whether to extend the interim bail or to grant him regular bail. Now, Australia played out a draw in the final test in Ahmedabad, but India took the series and won the Border Gavaskar Trophy for the fourth consecutive time. Now, India, of course, will also have now qualified for the World Test Championships final, where they will face Australia at the Oval. Indian captain Rohit Sharma lauded Virat Kohli's century and said that it was needed for keeping Indian team safe.
India retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy after winning the series and as a result qualified for the World Test Championship final. And Indian captain Rohit Sharma hails Kohli's key century in the drawn test.
For a player like him, it's just about few innings here and there, and we saw, in white ball cricket as well, I think it was from Asia Cup. He got that 100 and then it just never looked back. And I hope that it is going to be the same with the red ball as well. He just did his own thing rather than worrying about the scoreboard and anything else. He just batted the way he bats usually, and that is what got him the success. To bat out so many overs, so many balls on a pitch like that on day 3 and day 4 is not easy. And speaking of playing them in the finals, it's going to be a different ball game. Again, a neutral venue for both the teams. Both the teams have played a lot of cricket in that part of the world. So I wouldn't say it's going to be an alien conditions for both teams. But yes, compared to what it is like playing in India for India or playing for Australia in Australia, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be slightly different from that, which I'm pretty sure both teams will prepare for it. Whatever time we get after IPL, we will try and find some time and get ready for that.
It was Virat's first century since November 2019, a run of 41 innings. And now India will face Australia again in the WTC final at the Oval in London in June. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
You are watching Republic TV, and on the other side we bring you details of Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann's rally that will be held in Bhopal today.
Mr. Parambir Singh, you fabricated evidences in TVR scam. Are you ashamed of it? Are you sorry for it? Who were your political bosses? Who gave you orders? Are you ashamed of the fact that to Republic?
Institutions, when the ED goes after you, these protests don't happen. Obviously, you don't understand English. What can I understand English, sir. That's why I'm asking. Mr. Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of institutions. When ED goes after you, these protests don't. Your English is wrong.
आपने आपने बस ये बोलना चाहता था सर कि विधांगनाएं रो रही है, थोड़ा उनके बारे में भी सोच लीजिए सर।
बिल्कुल सोचना चाहिए, वो तुम्हारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा सम्मानित।
उनसे एक बार मिल तो लो सर, मिल तो लो सर।
Now, Russian forces have made progress in their campaign to capture the city of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine, the focus of the war's longest ground battle. But their assault will be difficult to sustain without more significant personnel losses.
Days after Russian troops opened its campaign to take control of Bakhmut in August, the Ukrainian military paratroopers are fighting back. Ukrainian troops have initiated operating close to the line of contact with Russian forces. Watch how the soldiers from the 95th Air Assault Brigade in armored personnel carriers are running and entering the trenches. And with the fight for Bakhmut only intensifying, there appears to be no apparent end to the raging Russia-Ukraine war. Agency report, Republic TV.
You are with Republic TV. On the other side, a red-faced BBC is forced to reverse its suspension of Gary Lineker amidst the backlash. And mega NIA crackdown in Jammu and Kashmir, raids are being held across 8 locations.
Mr. Parambir Singh, you fabricated evidences in TVRP scam. Are you ashamed of it? Are you sorry for it? Who were your political bosses? Who gave you orders? Are you ashamed of the fact that it to Republic?
आपने बस ये बोलना चाहता था सर कि विधांगनाएं रो रही है, थोड़ा उनके बारे में भी सोच लीजिए सर।
बिल्कुल सोचना चाहिए, वो तुम्हारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा सम्मानित।
उनसे एक बार मिल तो लो सर, मिल तो लो सर।
Mr. Parambir Singh, you fabricated evidences in TVRP scam. Are you ashamed of it? Are you sorry for it? Who were your political bosses? Who gave you orders? Are you ashamed of the fact that it to Republic?
It's a complete meltdown of US financial institutions. We'll get you that story in this bulletin, starting first with the top headlines at 10:30.
राहुल गांधी जी का कैम्ब्रिज क्राइस, लंदन लाइव, इससे साफ तौर पर दिखता है कि वो देश को अपमानित करने का कोई भी क्षण नहीं छोड़ रहे।
In an unrelenting attack, Anurag Thakur takes on Rahul Gandhi, fires Cambridge Cries and London Lies attack. Pain gate haunts Vadra Congress now. Anurag Thakur hits out, says world is seeing the art of kickbacks. After a storm in Parliament on day one, all eyes on day two of the budget session today. AAP aims to expand footprint in Madhya Pradesh. Kejriwal and Maan to hold rally in Bhopal today. Mega NI crackdown in Jammu and Kashmir. Raids across 9 locations underway. Swift and shocking collapse of 2 American banks prompts fears of a broader upheaval in the US and across the globe. And starting with the news break coming in from Maharashtra, an update in the Dapoli resort scam. The Enforcement Directorate has arrested Jairam Deshpande, who was the former sub-divisional officer. Sadanand Kadam, also close aide of Anil Parab, is already, remember, in ED custody. Meanwhile, Parab has filed a plea in court to quash the case, which is being probed by the Enforcement Directorate. Sandeep getting us that news break. Sandeep, if you could give us more details, the background of this Dapoli resort case, and of course with that update of sub-divisional officer who's now been arrested.
Jairam Deshpande was the sub-divisional officer of Dapoli, and in fact, when Anil Parab was the guardian minister there, and in fact, when Anil Parab needed the permission to build the resort out there, it was Jairam Deshpande who gave the nod, in fact, to build the resort out there in Dapoli, and in fact, he was earlier suspended also, and in fact, Enforcement Directorate had also questioned him in the past as well in regards to the role that he has in the whole Dapoli Sai Resort case. Now at this point of time, after Sadanand Kadam's arrest, remember Sadanand Kadam is the close aide of Anil Parab, who is a close man of Uddhav Thackeray as well. So after Sadanand Kadam, this is the second arrest that is being made by Enforcement Directorate in Sai Resort case, and remember, anytime soon there could be some actions on Anil Parab, and for the same reason he has switched to Bombay High Court seeking to quash the ECIR that has been registered by Enforcement Directorate in regards of Sai Resort Dapoli corruption case. So definitely there could be some actions in upcoming days, as after Sadanand Kadam, the sub-divisional officer Jairam Deshpande has been arrested by Enforcement Directorate.
Yes. Sandeep, stay with us. If you can take us through the details of the charge sheet that has been filed by the Enforcement Directorate in the Dapoli resort case.
See, Samiksha, the charge sheet has not been filed yet, but as far as the remand is concerned, while taking the remand of Sadanand Kadam, the Enforcement Directorate had initially mentioned that Sadanand Kadam and Anil Parab bought the land out there in Dapoli from Vibhas Sathe, and in fact, it was bought at a cheap rate, and in fact, when this issue came into media and it was highlighted to media that Anil Parab has bought this land, immediately Anil Parab sold that land to Sadanand Kadam, who is his business partner and close aide, at 1 crore 10 lakh rupees, in fact, which is suppressing the land value as well. So definitely after this was highlighted, and also the property that was built, the Sai Resort that has been built, violates the CRZ norms, that is coastal regulation zone norms were violated by Anil Parab and Sadanand Kadam, and hence, as the land value was also suppressed, Enforcement Directorate arrested Sadanand Kadam, and had also recorded the statements of several people in this case, and in fact Anil Parab and Sadanand Kadam were informed by their architect who was in fact building that very property for them, that this violates the norms as well. Despite that, Anil Parab and Sadanand Kadam went on to build that property, and in fact at a lower price that property was in fact bought and violated all the environmental norms, following which ECIR was in
we leave it
fact
at
registered.
that. Yes. Thank you for getting us those breaking updates. So Sandeep there getting us a news break of the SDO who's been arrested in the Dapoli resort case. Moving on to more news break that's just coming in. All right, getting in visuals right now of a key opposition meet that is being held on the Adani matter. Remember, similar meet happened yesterday as well, and this is another such meet of the opposition leaders that is being held on the Adani matter. Now, remember, the opposition leaders have been demanding a JPC inquiry into the Hindenburg report, saying that there needs to be a joint parliamentary committee probe that should be initiated into the Adani matter. You see Mallikarjun Kharge there and several opposition leaders who are part of this meeting, a key opposition meeting which is being held. We see Priyanka Chaturvedi and several opposition leaders, including JDU and other party leaders present. Let's go across to Harsha as well for more details on that. Harsha, we understand that the TMC has decided to give the key opposition meeting a skip. What is the reason behind TMC not attending this opposition meeting?
See, what we are learning is that, Samiksha, yesterday also there was a joint opposition meeting which was held in the office of Mallikarjun Kharge before the parliament started, and that meeting also was skipped by TMC yesterday. That means TMC was not in the opposition party meeting, and today also TMC has skipped the meeting by opposition party which was chaired by Mallikarjun Kharge. Till now, Derek O'Brien has not released any statement as of why TMC has skipped the meeting. But what we are learning is that apart from TMC, all the other 16 opposition political parties were in the meeting with Mallikarjun Kharge, where jointly it was decided that there were many leaders from the parliament who have given the suspension of business notice to discuss the issue of Adani in the parliament. We are also learning that Sanjay Singh himself wrote a letter to Jagdeep Dhankar, Vice President, stating that rule number 267 of the Constitution should be implemented, and according to rule number 29, all the other businesses should be suspended, and discussion on only entire Adani issue should be discussed in the parliament. And now we are learning is that opposition jointly is demanding a JPC to be constituted in this entire matter of Adani. Yesterday also we saw opposition leaders protesting at Gandhi statue and marching towards Vijay Chowk. While they spoke to the media, Mallikarjun Kharge clearly stated that LOP was not given sufficient time in the House of the Parliament to keep their words, and also they want JPC to be constituted during the first leg of parliament session, budget session. Also this demand was made, and today again opposition, after having a joint meeting, have decided that the business suspension notice will be given by all opposition leaders until and unless Adani matter will not be discussed. Samiksha, back to you.
And we saw how there was no fruitful discussion which really happened inside the parliament, because, Harsha, essentially the bone of contention between the opposition and the central government is, on one hand, the central government demanding an apology from Rahul Gandhi, whereas the opposition leaders maintaining that they want an inquiry to be initiated into the Adani matter.
Exactly, Samisha, that is the reason why Parliament, since it started yesterday, has not worked from day one itself. During the first leg also same thing was foreseen, and yesterday also it was the first day, and after the anthem it was seen that the Parliament was suspended till today 11 a.m. and yesterday there was uproar in the Parliament where central government, the MPs were demanding that Rahul Gandhi has insulted country abroad, and therefore he should be sorry and he should apologize in the Parliament. On the other hand, all the Congress leaders from Pramod Tiwari, Imran Pratapgarhi to Mallikarjun Kharge and Priyanka Chaturvedi from Shiv Sena and JDU Manoj Jha and other leaders of the opposition like Sanjay Singh were stating that Rahul Gandhi said nothing wrong, because in our country no one is listening to the Adani issue, and there's a capture of agencies by the central government, and therefore Rahul took the platform abroad, and they felt like there's no need for Rahul Gandhi to apologize. These were the marks made by Mallikarjun Kharge yesterday today at Vijay Chowk when he was addressing media. And because central government has been demanding apology from Rahul Gandhi and the opposition leaders have been demanding JPC on this entire Adani issue, and that's the reason why there's a continuous uproar in both the houses, be it the Lok Sabha or be it the Raj Sabha, and that's the reason why the business could not be continued either on the first day or today it is the second day. And till now there's a uproar in the parliament that all the leaders have given business of suspension notice, be it Manika Tagore, be it BRS MP Keshwar Rao or Nageshwara Rao or Manish Tiwari, all have asked that Adani issue should be discussed. Samiksha,
right. Harsha, thank you for the moment. We'll keep coming back to you for more on that. So, of course, remains to be seen whether all of this really transpires into a fruitful discussion in the House of the Parliament today. And news in brief, the current Chief Secretary has now filed a report to the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann recommending action against 9 officials, including the then DGP and Chief Secretary. Apart from the Chief Secretary and DGP, the Punjab Chief Secretary has also recommended action against 9 officials indicted by the Supreme Court Committee in relation to the Prime Minister's security breach in Punjab. Meanwhile, JNK LG Manoj Sinha said that jobs will be given on the basis of merit and not recommendation, and government would ensure fair and transparent recruitment process. The National Investigative Agency conducted raids at multiple locations in JNK in a case related to terror activities of chiefs and members of proscribed terror organizations. A 5-year-old boy died after he fell into a 15-feet deep borewell in Maharashtra's Ahmednagar district. The minor could not be saved even as rescue operations continued late in the night. Following details of the 2 minor children aged 7 and 5 who were mauled to death allegedly by stray dogs in a forest area in Delhi's Vasant Kuj area, the NCPCR has taken a suo motu cognizance of the incident and has issued summons to the MCD to appear before the Commission on 17th of March, along with action taken report in this matter. The Aam Aadmi Party Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh and MP Pramod Tiwari have given suspension notices under Rule 267 demanding a JPC probe into the Adani matter. Meanwhile, the Aam Aadmi Party hopes to make a big mark in the politics of Madhya Pradesh. The Delhi Chief Minister and Punjab Chief Minister would be holding rallies in Bhopal. Meanwhile, the accused identified as Sukhmander Singh along with accomplices jacked a car after attacking a driver in Amritsar. The incident was reported on 4th of March. Amritpal Aide has been arrested in this case. Pro-Khalistan elements damaged the railway tracks in Bhatinda and also pasted posters in support of the formation of Khalistan. They also threatened disruption during the G20 meeting that is slated to be held in Amritsar between 15th till the 17th of March. Following directives of the Islamabad courts to arrest Pakistan PTI chairman, sources said that the Islamabad police would visit Zaman Park in the next 24 hours to arrest the former Pakistan Prime Minister. Now in news from Pakistan, a district and sessions court in Islamabad on Monday issued a non-bailable warrant against Pakistan PTI chairman and former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan in a case pertaining to using threatening language against a woman additional district and sessions judge as well as senior police officials.
As Islamabad court issued 2 more arrest warrants against Imran Khan, the ousted Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan rallied thousands of supporters in eastern Pakistan.
We are here, we are on roads. For what? Our demand is free and fair elections to choose our leadership and choose our leader for the next election. So our demand is elections, elections and elections.
The arrest warrants were issued for failing to appear before judges in graft and terrorism cases.
आज जिस तरह का लाहौर के अवाम का इस्तकबाल था, सबको वाज़े हो जाना चाहिए कि क्यों ये डर रहे थे.
He is now calling on his supporters to storm Islamabad. Even as Imran continues to cry foul, the police team is in Islamabad and Imran's arrest now appears to be inevitable. Agency report, Republic TV.
करप्शन एक आर्ट या आर्ट से करप्शन कैसे हो, ये आर्ट भी कांग्रेस और गांधी परिवार से सीखनी चाहिए. पद्म भूषण के बदले भ्रष्टाचार करके अपनी पेंटिंग बेचने का काम भी करती है.
And coming up on the other side, we'll get you all the latest from US, where swift and shocking collapse of 2 American banks prompt fears of a broader upheaval.
Complete ruckus. This is the right now on your screen. That's on your screen, babe. That's P. Chidambaram right now. On telegram, he's arrested. On the screen, Mr. Chidambaram. That's Mr. Chidambaram. We have
Mr. Parambir Singh, you fabricated evidences in TVR scam. Are you ashamed of it? Are you sorry for it? Who were your political bosses? Who gave you orders? Are you ashamed of the fact that to Republic?
आपने बस ये बोलना चाहता था सर कि विधांगनाएं रो रही है, थोड़ा उनके बारे में भी सोच लीजिए सर.
बिल्कुल सोचना चाहिए, वो तुम्हारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा सम्मानित.
उनसे एक बार मिल तो लो सर. मिल तो लो सर.
And news coming in from poll-bound state Karnataka, where you see the Congress workers who've gathered in large numbers to protest at the Bengaluru-Mysuru Expressway. Now, the protesters are upping the ante over the toll that's levied on motorists using this particular expressway. According to sources, some Congress workers have also been detained by the police, as is of course visible on the visuals. In these visuals also that are just coming in of the protests that are taking place at the Bengaluru-Mysuru Highway Expressway. And with this, several of these Congress workers who've now been detained by the police officials. All right, let's go across to Prajwal also for more on that. Prajwal, what do we know about these protests being staged by the Congress workers at the Mysuru-Bengaluru Expressway?
It's not only the Congress but also the pro-Kannada activists and the Lawyers Association of Karnataka too who are holding a protest against the National Highway Authority of India, because initially now, according to the latest report which has been given in, only 85 to 90% of the road work has been completed, but then the NHAI has already gone on to start collecting toll money as well. So therefore now the Congress and the pro-Kannada activists have started hitting out at the National Highway Authority of India, stating that even basic facilities like the entry and exits are also not being provided to these people. That is mainly those citizens of Ramnagara, Chanpatna, Mandya and Maddur as well, because you are seeing that this highway will pass through around 7 districts too. So all we need to go on and understand over here is the fact that the Congress workers have now finally been taken in and detained, and earlier this morning pro-Kannada activists were also detained, but on the other hand we also saw them vandalizing the toll plaza as well, which shouldn't have been done. So therefore the Ramnagara SP has also been asked to provide additional protection to the toll plaza employees, and also to make sure that no sort of equipment is vandalized by the miscreants.
All right, any reaction that's coming from the ruling dispensation as of yet, Prajwal? All right, I'm not...
This whole matter asserts to the fact that it is the National Highway Authority of India who are in charge of it. So, basically the BJP is staying away from the entire controversy, and they are clearly going on and stating that, the toll plaza should not be vandalized because it is being built or laid out mainly because of the public money as well. Apart from which, the BJP has remained silent, but Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has requested everybody not to vandalize the equipment, and he's also stated that strong action will be taken against the miscreants. Samiksha.
All right, Prajwal, thank you for the moment. So Prajwal there getting us more details of the protest being staged by the Congress workers at the expressway. And in more updates that are just coming in, we are given to understand that the Prime Minister is holding a meeting with his top ministers, which includes Prahlad Joshi, Piyush Goyal, Narendra Singh Tomar, Kiran Rijiju, among Anurag Thakur, as well as Nitin Gadkari, who are part of this key meeting, which is taking place. Prime Minister there chairing this key meet with his top ministers. Remember, this comes in the backdrop of another meeting that is being held by the opposition leaders in the parliament over the Adani matter. So, of course, while the opposition continues with its demand of a JPC inquiry into the Adani matter, Prime Minister Modi holding a key meet with his top ministers, including the likes of Prahlad Joshi, Piyush Goyal, Narendra Singh Tomar, Kiran Rijiju, among others. Remember, it was, of course, the stormy session in the parliament yesterday, where while the BJP on one side said that Congress MP Rahul Gandhi must tender an apology on the floor of the House over the remarks he'd made in UK, the opposition there saying that there should be a JPC inquiry in the Adani matter, and also backing Rahul Gandhi over the statements he'd made while delivering those lectures at several events in UK. So a key meet there being chaired by Prime Minister Modi. This, of course, on day 2 of the Parliament session. This is the second leg of the budget session, which is happening. It is day 2, of course. Yesterday, we saw how there was sloganeering and ruckus inside the Parliament, while the BJP demanded an apology from the Congress MP. The opposition there said that there is nothing wrong in the statements earlier made by Rahul Gandhi. Let's quickly go across to Harsha as well. Harsha, if you could give more details on this key meet, which is being chaired by Prime Minister Modi as we speak.
Exactly, Samiksha. Now we are learning that Prime Minister Narendra Modi held with the key MPs of the parliament, including Piyush Goyal and the other leaders, and it has happened after the opposition also conducted a meeting in the office of Mallikarjun Kharge and wanted a JPC to be constituted in the entire Adani matter. Today we are learning that, and Samiksha, to also give you a brief that when the parliament session runs, every time on Tuesday there's a meeting which Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself takes of all the parliamentarians of the MPs of the BJP, where the key points and agendas of the entire parliament session and what exactly government has to take up and the MPs have to take up is discussed in the meeting of the government. And in that context only, this Tuesday a meeting was taken up by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He himself led the meeting where all the MPs were present, and earlier a notice was also issued to all the MPs.
There seems to be a network problem. We'll try and connect with Harsha again, but as you can see the visuals on your screens of an opposition meeting which is also being held simultaneously as Prime Minister holds that key meet with the ministers. This of course on day 2 of the Parliament session. Moving on then, in news from across the globe, a large number of migrants in Mexico were prevented from crossing into the United States via a bridge leading to Texas. Barricades were also used to stop the migrants from crossing the border.
Chaos erupted as hundreds of migrants cramped up at an international brigade hoping to get through the US border. The migrants ran swiftly on border brigade towards US side as Mexico National Guard soldiers looked on. A large number of migrants in Mexico who were posing a potential threat to make a mass entry into the United States were prevented from crossing a brigade leading to Texas. Physical barriers were put up to restrict entry at the international brigade to restrict the entry of the migrants. Migrants were seen chanting